it itself. But if you look at the number of topics, if you look at the number of topics, there are 38 topics in total. Do you remember how many topics were there in the old syllabus? Okay, let me take you through very quickly. In the old FAR, there were 67 topics, 67 topics, and there are 38 topics, almost close to, close to 45-47% reduction in the syllabus if you just quantify it based on number of sections or based on number of topics. Number of sections, yes, 10 and 6, 40% flat it looks, and number of topics 60, 67 and 38. It looks much lesser. I'm sure this is after going for a lot of wedding and eating a lot of food, and this is the slimmer version of the syllabus. This is a slimmer version after long diet and a lot of exercise. This has what we have received. Are you not excited? Anyone who says yes, are you excited? I am, because I believe this is going to be smaller syllabus. We can go deeper and deeper and deeper and ensure that we remember everything. It was becoming a challenge, right? Remembering so many things. But here, the syllabus is less. We can go deeper, remember concepts, revise it more aggressively, and ensure that we do not leave any chance of any failure at all. Moreover, we just never look at it that way, right? We don't look at it that way. We are going to work very hard and ensure that we pass in the first go. Second go, no, we don't look at it second go at all. All right. Now, if you look at inside the topics, I'll also give you a comparison of both as well. But if you look at the first one, FAR 1, balance sheet, income statement, and comprehensive income. Was it covered in the old syllabus? Answer is yes. It was very much covered in the old syllabus as well, but differently. EPS, public company reporting topics. So public company reporting, EPS, this is very simple topic. I don't think there is anything to be really worried about this topic. Then we have stockholders equity part 1, stockholders equity part 2. This is again a simple topic. I don't see you facing any challenge in these topics. So first topic, the FAR 1, all the 4 topics are very simple. It can be handled easily. It can be handled easily. I'm not exaggerating. I'm telling you very confidently, it can be handled easily. So FAR 1, consider it done, because this is not going to throw much challenge at all, either while we are studying as well as while we are writing the exam. The next topic, this FAR 2, revenue recognition introduction. Now, revenue recognition is a big standard. It was there in the old syllabus also. It is there in the new syllabus, but it says introduction. What is inside the entire chapter? Not a problem, even if the entire revenue recognition which was there covered in old is also covered. Remember, in the old, revenue recognition was divided into 2 parts. Let me show you. In the old, revenue recognition was divided into 2 parts, part 1 and part 2. Right? So comprehensively, the entire revenue recognition was covered, but here it says revenue recognition introduction. So is it covered at that length? We'll have to see. Just wait and watch. Accounting changes and error correction, very interesting topic, very exciting topic, very practical. So there should be no problem at all when we talk about changes in accounting policies, when we talk about error correction, how do we correct it through retained earnings? All that is very simple. Adjusting journal entries, those of you who have little hands-on experience on auditing, practical exposure in auditing, you'll understand what is adjusting journal entries. But those of you who do not have, it's perfectly fine. It is again a very simple topic, but here we will be learning little more about journal entries. I'm sure none of you are scared of journal entries, right? We are not scared. We can comfortably handle this quite beautifully. Then we have notes to financial statement. Notes to financial statement. Yes, we have been talking about notes to financial statement for a very long time. Practically, we are going to understand this here. Subsequent events, again, a chapter which was already there in the old syllabus. Nothing different, nothing new, just that it was inside a chapter. Here it is given as a separate chapter. Then we have fair value measurement, again a simple chapter coming from, a lot of this is coming from the gap itself. Special purpose framework, very much there in the old syllabus. Nothing new here. It is same to same is there in the new syllabus as well. Then we have ratio and variance analysis. You remember BC paper? In the BC paper, we had a chapter called ratio, we had a chapter called variance analysis. So this chapter is basically from the BC paper, which is no more there. I'm sure all of you know ratio analysis, all of you love, yeah, you may love ratio, but not so much for variance analysis, but still, okay, I will ensure that I will make you fall in love with this chapter. So this has come from the BC paper. Then if you look at the FAR 3, it has 6 topics. How many topics so far we have covered? So we have talked about 8 topics here and we have talked about 4 topics here. So we have just covered 12 topics. Easy, very simple. You can't ask for more simplicity in the syllabus. Trust me, you can't ask for more. It's the topic 1, the section A and the section B, or the section 1 and 2, both are quite comfortably handleable sections in your syllabus. Nothing super complicated, nothing to be worried about. Now let's come to the FAR 3. What is there in FAR 3? Cash and cash equivalents. Really, it needed to be a topic separately? Okay, fine, no problem. It's a bonus for us because cash and cash equivalents, there is hardly anything which is to be understood at length. It's a very simple topic. Trade receivables, yes, another simple topic. We have understood revenue recognition, we can understand trade receivables. It is not going to be a challenge. Inventory, another gap, very similar to the inventory that we know in IFRS, very similar. Slight differences there that we are going to learn. The floor, the ceiling, the floor, those are something new that we are going to learn. Otherwise, it's fairly easy. Property, plant and equipment, it's a bonus to know property, plant and equipment, because I'm sure all of you know PPE. Sometime in the past you must have studied PPE. Very similar PPE. The depreciation method, the valuation of capital asset, all these are very similar. There's nothing seriously to be worried about in both the chapters. Cost basis, depreciation, disposal and impairment. There is something new in impairment in the US GAAP compared to what we have learned in IFRS, where there is a 1-step impairment calculation. Here is a 2-step impairment calculation. That is something new. Otherwise, depreciation methods, disposal, all these are fairly similar to what we already know. Then we have intangibles with finite lives. If you have understood impairment, then intangibles with finite life should not be a problem. Very similar concept that we are learning in PPE. Very similar concepts here as well. Moreover, it is just with finite life, so it is going to be easy. Is FAR 3 going to be a problem? My judgment, not at all. Not at all. Because I'm sure all of you have a little background of accounting. If you have little background of accounting, I'm sure this is not going to surprise you at all. So to give a feedback, FAR 1, FAR 2, FAR 3, so far, I cannot see anything that you should be really worried about. Because, the old syllabus, 10 sections, right? New syllabus, just 6 sections. Shouldn't there be some catch? On the face of it, it looks quite interesting. But inside of it, I'm sure many of you must be thinking there must be some catch. Okay, so far as the syllabus is concerned, let's see further if there is any catch. Something that is very complex. Has something like that been introduced? If that is a catch, let us continue looking at it further. So FAR 4, this section has 7 topics. What are the 7 topics? So we have payable and accrued liabilities. Okay, contingencies and commitments, long-term liabilities. Then we have bonds, which are divided into 2 parts: bond part 1, bond part 2. Okay, troubled debt, restructuring and extinguishment. And we have lessee accounting. Lessee accounting, there are a lot of amendments which has happened in the leasing gap. The old leasing gap is completely discontinued and we have a new leasing gap, which is okay, which is not very very, very complicated. With regard to the other chapters, we'll have to see, because most of these chapters, if you look at the old syllabus, most of these chapters are not there in the old syllabus, right? Most of these chapters were not there in the old syllabus. So these are fairly new. For example, this one, not most, actually this chapter was not there. It was covered here. This was the old leasing, and this is going to be the new leasing. Was it covered entirely in the old syllabus? Answer is okay. Let's look at it. Let's look at it once again. Leases, it was very much covered. Okay, fine. Then contingencies and commitments. Contingencies and commitments were also okay. It was covered here. Then we have long-term liabilities covered here. We have bonds. Part 1, part 2, it is covered, very much covered here. Okay, so most of it looks like it's covered. Okay. So basically in this, there is nothing. Whatever was there in part 5, it is covered in part 4, whatever was there. Okay, this is surprising. I was expecting all this to be new, which was not there, but anyways, all of these are very much there. Now here, something is interesting. Income taxes has been introduced. Yes, this part. Actually, I just got confused with the previous one. Income taxes part 1 and income taxes part 2. These two were not there at all in the previous syllabus. All right. Just give me a moment. Just give me a moment. I just want to reconfirm something. Just give me a moment. Okay. There is, okay, fine. Let me just look at it. All right. Coming back to this, income taxes part 1 and part 2, these two, was it there in the old syllabus? Now, here is my concern. I will have to look into the new syllabus depth of coverage. I think that is the time that I will be able to comment on it. Income tax, so far, it looks like topic is there, very much there, but the depth of coverage, I'll have to look into it. I don't think I can. Yes, deferred tax asset, deferred tax liability, all that was there, but I'll have to see whether they are continuing to be the same. I think just a matter of 2, 3 or 1 week more, where I will get the detailed syllabus where I can comment of it. Statement of cash flow, yes, very much there. Consolidated financial statement. Now, this is something that so far we were safeguarded. Safeguarded because consolidated financial statement, if you go through the entire old syllabus, consolidated financial statement was not covered at that length. Since it's a complete new topic, I'm little worried if consolidated financial statement is covered at extensive length, because this is going to be the most complex topic in accounting that you have ever come across. Most complex topic in accounting that you have ever come across. But again, we'll have to look into the syllabus and understand. Financial instrument, very simple topic. Equity method, very simple topic. How about partnership? Was partnership covered in the old syllabus? Let's run through. And you see that partnership was not covered. So this is going to be completely new. This is going to be completely new. Statement of cash flow, you don't have to worry. Financial instrument, equity method, you don't have to worry. It is quite a simple topic. So these two are going to be the the most complex part of your syllabus that you should be little worried about, particularly about consolidated financial statement, because a very big topic, and it is one of the most complex topic in your FAR syllabus so far. The good news is the new topic that you had in the old syllabus, all right, this topic, the government accounting topic that you had in the old syllabus, was a very what do you say, it was little complex for students, because government accounting, most students in India and elsewhere outside US have never heard of it. We have never done government accounting in any part of the syllabus, and that is why this was something new for us. Government accounting overview, government fund restructure, fund accounting, budgetary and activity accounting, these were something which was very new. Similarly, if you look at the next one, encumbrances and government funds financial statement, all these were very new topic. Lot of effort had to be put in this topic, because we had no background at all of any of these topics. Similarly, if you look at the FAR 10, completely new topic. All the topics were very new. The good part is, if you look at section 10, this is completely gone. If you look at section 9, this is also completely gone. How about FAR 8? Let's look at FAR 8. So not for profit here, we have not for profit. Same thing here, not for profit revenue recognition, we have same thing here. Then we have not for profit transfer of assets and other accounting issues. Same thing is covered. Government accounting overview and government fund structure and fund accounting. So these are the same thing. So basically, whatever was there in FAR 8 has been covered here as well. All right, has been covered here as well, and that's all. So in simple word, the entire FAR 9 is gone, the entire FAR 10 is gone, and some of the topics previously, selectively, it has been redesigned with the old FAR syllabus and the new FAR syllabus. Now, my question to you would be, which FAR do you think you want to start with? The old FAR or the new FAR? Which FAR have you liked more? Okay, that's a very smart answer, no choice. But suppose you had a choice. You want to go with the old FAR, all right, and you want to go with the new FAR. Which, if you had a choice, or the new FAR, if you had a choice, the old FAR or the new FAR? So I think just that one chapter is little complex, or one topic or two topics are going to be little lengthy. Otherwise, the new FAR looks very interesting. It is much lesser in syllabus, and I don't think it should be complex at all. I don't think so. It should be complex at all. So new FAR looks more exciting. The number of chapters, particularly from government accounting, is completely gone, making it a lot more easier for you to pass. Is the question paper going to be very complicated? I don't think so. The kind of question paper was coming was good enough. I'm sure the kind of question papers that will come in the new syllabus will match the kind of the kind of depth of knowledge was being tested in the old one. I am sure it is going to remain the same. The rigor in the paper is going to remain very similar. So is it an opportunity? Answer is yes. I look at it as a very good opportunity for the student to take it as the very first paper in the 2024. You can begin 2024 with this new success. All right, so this is about the FAR subject. Do you want me to take you through other subjects also? If the subjects are being made easy, will the complexity is going to become more? Answer is theoretically speaking, yes, but practically speaking, the current complexity itself is not so basic. All right, current complexity is not so basic. The current rigor is good enough, and that is why FAR has, one of the highest casualty rate. Most students fail the FAR paper and fear the FAR paper. No. Let's come up with a tagline for FAR. All right, FAR is no more far from you. How about this? Did you like it? FAR is no more far from you. It is very much reachable. It is very much reachable. It is very much achievable. It is no more far from you at all. Okay, far is fair now. Yes, this is also this is short and sweet. This is short and sweet. So far is no more far from you. Okay. Can we use old FAR book to prepare for the new FAR? Answer is for one topic, yes. For one topic where I see highest amount of similarity, maybe FAR 5, FAR 5 here and FAR 4 here, or FAR. Yes, if you look at FAR 6. If you look at FAR 6, FAR 5. FAR 4, somewhere pick and combination, permutation combination, we can make it work with the old book. But why do you have to? This is going to come. If you look at FAR 6, yes, FAR 6 is very closely matching. FAR 6 is very closely matching with FAR 8. All right, very closely. In fact, most of these topics, the first six topics, let me open both of it together. All right, let me open both of it together so you will understand it, right? I've opened both parallelly. If you look at the 8th one here, and if you look at the 6th one here, so all the topics are broadly the same. All the topics are broadly the same. Here, budgetary and activity accounting. This topic is not covered here. Rest, the first six topics are very much covered here. Very much covered here. Inside of the topic, we'll have to see if it has remained exactly the same, but on the face of it, the name of the topic at least has remained same. Not for profit financial reporting, part 1, part 2, not for profit revenue recognition, accounting issues, other accounting issues, government accounting overview, government fund structure and fund accounting. So it has remained exactly the same. Inside, we'll have to see if there is any any addition or deletion. So, FAR 8 and FAR 6 can be compared almost apple to an apple. Do we have the option to replace the existing printed material? Answer is yes, there is an option. We have already discussed with Becker this option to allow the students to replace their existing material. Yes, there is. So we will update you of that option as well. There's a small shipping cost that they have, they will be charging. This is only a shipping cost. All right, a small shipping cost is going to be there, and that's all. So that was already discussed with the Becker team. Okay, fine. I'm going to stop for a moment. If you have any question, you can ask me those questions. Then I'm going to take you through another paper. Which is the other paper that you want me to compare and show you? Let me know which is the other paper that you want me to compare and show you. Do you want me to take you through odd? All right. Do you want me to take you through odd? Okay, fine. I'll take you through the odd paper. All right. I'm going to take you through the odd paper. Fine. Let's go through the odd paper. All right. Hello, everyone. In this part of the session, I'm going to take you through the odd or auditing paper, where I'm going to compare the old syllabus of auditing and the new syllabus of auditing. But before I get into this, what is your expectation? Should audit syllabus increase? Should it reduce, or should it fairly remain the same? Let me know in the comment, what do you think should be done with auditing? The syllabus should be increased, the syllabus should be decreased, or more or less it should fairly remain same. Remember one thing, as a CPA, you will be majorly involved in accounting, in auditing, in taxation. These are your core area. That is why the new CPA syllabus has 3 papers as the core papers: the accounting, the FAR paper, the odd paper, and the regulation paper. So these 3 continues, or these 3 are the core papers. Auditing, of course, a very important paper, a little complex, little, no, if I say little, lot of students will get yes, they'll get really angry. Little confusing. No, it is a very confusing paper. Okay, fine. But let me surprise you. Let me surprise you with auditing paper. Surprise? No, no. Trust me, there are no surprises in auditing paper. Auditing paper has a fairly remained the same. All right, it has fairly remained the same, 99%, or if I quantify a little, 95 to 99%, the syllabus has remained the same. All right, let me take you through it at length. So this is the old syllabus, odd paper, auditing. So in total, there were how many sections? So you have odd 1, odd 2, odd 3, odd 4, odd 5, odd 6. These were the 6 odd sections. 6, okay, fine. Look, 6. But inside 6, there were 57 topics. 57 topics inside this 6. All right. So we had odd 1, which had 11 topics, the biggest. All right. What happened to odd 1? Vis-a-vis the new syllabus, the entire odd 1 has remained the same. All right. So I will show you a comparison, but here in the new syllabus, there is odd 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and total is 56 topics. How much was there in the old syllabus? 57 topics, and in the new syllabus it has become 56 topics. So 1 topic discount is all that you have got in the new syllabus when we compare it together. Inside, odd 1 is there. Then we have odd 2, quality control, documentation. All these are very much there in the old syllabus. In the new syllabus, okay, we'll look at it. Quality control, documentation, terms of engagement, planning, using the work of others, materiality, risk assessment. All these are, very much part of the old syllabus. How about the new syllabus? Are they there in the new syllabus? Okay, just in some time we are going to look at it. Then we have odd 3. In odd 3, there were little complicated topics. We had sampling, very important for audit perspective, but yes, these were more of statistics and little difficult for a commerce student. But otherwise, it is broadly very simple. All the other topics are otherwise simple. Financial ratios. We have this in FAR also. You have seen ratios in FAR. Yes, same thing is covered here as well. Let's look at odd 4. It has 10 topics. So most of these have, so much topic wise. It's like huge, 10 topics, 11 topics like that. So odd 4 is there. What is odd 4? So we have revenue cycle, expenditure cycle. This is basically very connected. This topic is very, very connected because till here we are talking about the cycle only. Revenue cycle, and all these are expenditure cycle, cash cycle, inventory cycle, investment cycle, other transaction cycle. Very, very similar topics are there. So then we have odd 5. This is not FAR. This is odd 5, and we had 8 topics. Integrated audit procedures, communication, little what do you say, new area, not so new, but yes, some of these are very new, which you may have not heard, like government audit, single audit. These are something that we have never come across in the Indian context, right? Then we have odd 6, very interesting. In fact, odd 6 is something that I love it. I find it very, very interesting. There's so many new things to be learned in odd 6. I personally love this section particularly. So has this section continued in the new syllabus of odd? Okay, let us look at it. I want to just split the screen into 2 parts so that we can enjoy it together, right? We can enjoy them together. Fine. So let's look at both of it together parallelly. What has changed? What has not changed? So if you look at here, old syllabus 57, new syllabus 56, I have told you that. If you look at the first odd, it matches 1 on 1. It has a total 11 topics. And if you look at the name, professional standards, audit engagement, forming audit opinion, all are same. Yeah, in fact, all the 11 topics are perfectly matching with the new 11 topics. All the 11 topics are perfectly matching with the new 11 topics. Is inside the syllabus also going to remain same? Answer is, I'm extremely confident that there will be hardly any change inside these topics. There can be minor, changes here and there, very, very minor, negligible, that we can ignore, but otherwise there is hardly going to be any change inside the syllabus, right? So first auditing chapter is exactly the same in the old and the new syllabus. Then if you look at the other chapters, here, quality control, documentation, all that, if you see here, is not so much covered. All right, all that is not so much covered here. So audit 2 here and audit 2 here definitely does not match at all. All right, it does not match at all. How about mixing of the chapter? Yes, little mixing of the chapter has happened. If you look at audit 3 here, we had fraud risk, audit risk. Audit risk is very much covered, right? Very much covered here. So some mixing of audit 3 has happened with audit 2. Some mixing has happened. And if you remember BC syllabus, yes, some of the BC syllabus looks like has also come inside. What BC syllabus has come inside, we will see. Now, if you look at odd 4 here, the entire odd 4 is the same as odd 4 here. All right, so odd 4 is the same. Revenue cycle, expenditure cycle, cash cycle, inventory cycle, investment cycle, other transaction cycle. Then we have matters that require special consideration, misstatements, written representation, communication. So entire odd 4 is covered here as well. 4 and 4 perfectly, those chapter numbers are also matching here. Fine. So we have understood 1 and 1 is the same. This one and this one is the same that we have understood, right? 4 and 4 is the same. 2 and 3, some combination change has happened, right? 2 and 3, some combination change has happened. Now, if you look at 3, some combination like sampling is there. Here also sampling we have seen. 2 is there. Data analytics is there. So procedure to obtain evidence, sufficient appropriate evidence, specific areas of engagement risk. Here also specific areas of engagement risk and consideration. So there is something new. Small change is there and consideration, that's a small change. Then if you look at the first topic, yes, the first topic is very much here. And these two are new topic, understanding entity and an environment. First one is new, and here understanding control environment and business process. Is it new? Answer is no. It is very much covered in the old audit syllabus, may not be as a separate topic, but yes, understanding entity and an environment is very much there. Just that it is, within a particular chapter, those areas were covered. So I don't think that is so new, just that it has been rearranged. All right. So coming to the, audit 3, we have mapped. How about audit 2? Audit 2 is not matching so far. Audit 2 is not matching so far. There are, many chapters which are there, but overall, like for example, planning is there in the old syllabus. Using the work of others are there. Materiality is there. Right? Engagement, acceptance and terms, engagement quality, documentation. Those are not so clearly available except the documentation chapter. Fine. Here also terms of engagement and engagement acceptance and terms are very similar. The topic name also looks very similar. Quality control here has become engagement quality. I think inside the chapter should be very similar syllabus. But yeah, just a matter of some time when we will get the entire detailed content and I'll be able to comment in little better. Then we have the audit 5. All right, audit 5, if you look at it, it is matching. Answer is yes, it is matching to a great extent. Yes, it is matching actually 1-on-1. Look at it. Single audit, yes. We have government audit, yes. We have reporting on compliance, yes. We have reporting on controls, yes. We have agreed upon procedures, yes. Then attestation engagement standards, yes. Communication and reporting in an integrated audit, covered. Integrated audit procedures is covered. So audit 5 here and audit 5 here is exact match. All right, exact match. There is no difference at all. If you look at this also, it is almost very similar. If you look at here, SARS, SARS here, preparation engagement, compilation engagement, review engagement, review reports, interim reports, and AI-CPA code of professional conduct. All these are very much there in the old syllabus as well. Then the new thing is ethical requirements of the SEC and PCAOB and ethical requirements of GOA and Department of Labor, DOL. I think these two are just renamed subjects, but inside the subjects, it should be very similar to what is covered here as well. I'm very sure inside the subject, it will be very similar content. I don't see much change. So if you look at it broadly, the major change has happened only, looks like the major change has happened only in topic. Which one? Major change has happened in topic 2. Is it? To some extent, yes. Otherwise, I don't think any major change is there. Otherwise, I don't think any major change is there in the syllabus. I was telling that maybe some chapter has been pulled from BC. Answer is, it looks like the COSO has been pulled from BC, but it would be unfair to say that COSO has been pulled from BC, because in the BC chapter there was COSO, but a different aspect of COSO, different part of the COSO was covered, and here there's a different part of COSO which is mainly around internal control framework. That is the only part which is covered. So does not look like any chapter has been pulled from BEC, because internal control framework continues to remain part of audit. Was it there in the old syllabus? Answer is yes, there was some reference of it in the old syllabus as well. So basically you can see that there is just no major change at all. In fact, very, very minor change. In terms of quantification, if I can do, I think 1 to 4% or maximum 5% changes can be seen. In fact, much lesser than that, in my opinion. It would be when we see the detailed content, then I can comment, but otherwise looks like less than 5% change has happened in the odd syllabus. So you want to write, you still want to plan, should I go in odd in the new syllabus, should I go in the old syllabus? I think it's fairly one and the same. You can take a call which one do you want to, because you still have time. We are sitting in September, October, November, 15th of December. We still have 2.5 months. So if you're planning to write auditing, do not wait for the new syllabus. Go ahead and kill it in the old syllabus itself. All right. Yes, so that's all I have in the odd part of this session. All right. If you have any question for me, go ahead, put out your questions. Let me, answer them all. Okay, you want about bar also, ISC also, TCP also? Okay, fine. Okay. All right, so you want to know about bar, TCP, and this. Okay, I will take you through the bar, TCP, and all of these as well. Don't worry. But if you have question, go ahead, ask your question. Ask your question. I already asked, what is your question? Where is your question? I can't see your question. Okay. All right, let me take you through the regulation topic. All right, none of you are asking for regulation. What has changed in regulation? None of you are asking me that. Okay, first, but I will still take you through regulation. The old syllabus and the new syllabus. What is there in the old? What is there in the new? And which one looks exciting? All right, which one looks exciting? So let me take you through the old regulation. All right. Introduction to this part of the session. Hello, everyone. So in this session, we are going to take you through the comparison of a very important subject called regulation or reg. What was there in the old syllabus? What is there in the new syllabus? What has changed? Which one looks more easier to conquer? The old reg or the new reg? Yes, a lot of it we are going to discover and discuss in this part of the session. Let's look at first the old regulation. What was there in the old syllabus? How many topics were there? How deep was the coverage? So the old syllabus regulation, if you look at it, in total, we had 8 sections, all right? 8 sections. If I just break the sections, if I just, break the section broadly, the section 7 and the section 8 were the business part of it, all right? Were the business part of it. It was not, or business law, what we generally call it. It was business law, right? And the other part of it, till here, the first 6 were basically related to taxation. These were the 6 which was related to taxation. So what has changed? Has the business law which was there in the old syllabus, has it continued to be there? Okay, fine. Let me give you, yes, it has continued to be there in the new syllabus as well. Here there were 6 topics, here there were 5 topics, here there are 6 topics and 5 topics. So business law basically has continued to be there. What has changed then? Okay, If you see here, total there were 8 topics, total there are 6 topics. So 5 and 6 has become business law. So what has happened? So here there were 6 sections in taxation, but in the new syllabus, there are only 4 sections in taxation, just 4 sections in taxation. Isn't that interesting? Yes, it is indeed very, very interesting. Let's look at the number of topics. We had, we had 44 topics in total in the old syllabus. Here in regulation, we have only 33 topics. So 11 topics flat gone from the syllabus in terms of, in terms of comparing the old and the new one. Now, what further has changed? Okay, there are some kind of integration of the topics that has happened, some kind of alignment has happened majorly. That is what I can see. Okay, so we have first one, federal taxation of individual. Basically, we are talking about the first and second topic, which has got merged together. That's what I can see. Federal taxation of individuals was the same thing. Individual taxation for part 1 and part 2. Together, it was 9 topics. Here, together, it has become 7 topics. So 2 topics has got eliminated or may have got submerged into other topics. Not sure. We'll have to look into further. Then we have property taxation. Here we had property taxation, 5 topics. Here property taxation, 5 topics. Here it is, in the new syllabus, we have 3 topics on property taxation. More or less, 2 topics may have got subsumed into one other, or may have got reduced in terms of content. Too early to tell, but otherwise, in 1 week or 10 days maximum, we'll be able to tell that as well. Fine. We have corporate taxation. How about corporate taxation? So if you look at here, corporate taxation is not there. Is it not there? Entity taxation. Just that the name looks like it has changed. It had 7 topics, but it has 8 topics. Entity taxation, it is corporate taxation, the C corp and the S corp. So in my opinion, the entire corporate taxation has just been renamed as entity taxation. All right. And I think what was flow through entity taxation and multi-jurisdictional tax issues, that must have something must have got inside this as well. The C corporation, all of these are partnership, all of these are flow through entities and must have got into entity taxation. So entire flow through entity, I don't think has got eliminated, just that it must have got into the entity taxation. So just a realignment is what I can think of. Other entity taxation, professional responsibility, federal taxation, all that is so much depth is not covered, but overall looks like the new regulation syllabus overall looks like lesser, slimmer than the old taxation. At least in my opinion, by at least 20 to 25%, it looks slimmer or lesser than the old syllabus. But entity taxation is a big topic. We'll have to go deeper and understand what all topics in entity taxation is covered. All right, let's go deeper into it. Individual taxation part 1, all of these are there. Part 2, both these topics are very much there. Then we have individual taxation. Here we have then corporate taxation, regulation 4, regulation 5, and regulation 6. Till regulation 6 we have taxation papers. Regulation 7 and regulation 8 are very much covered in the old syllabus. Let's close the last 2 parts of the topic first. All right, last 2 parts of the topic first. If you see here, we have contract, part 1, part 2, and part 3. Part 1, part 2, part 3, all of these are very much covered. Agency is also covered. Suretyship and secure transaction, all of it are covered. So this Reg 7 and Reg 5, this is Reg paper. Reg 5 is exactly the same. There is no change at all. Then we have Reg 6 here and Reg 8 here. If you look at it, bankruptcy part 1, part 2, federal laws and regulations, business structures 1, business structures 2, all of these are very much the same, very much the same. There has been no change at all. How about the other ones? If you look at the other ones, we'll have to match it one on one. Yes, let's do it. So circular 230, yes. Professional responsibility, and this, yes, it is covered. Then federal tax procedures, yes, it is covered. Here, federal tax procedures is covered. And there is something new, taxpayers penalty, which was there in the old syllabus as well. Taxpayers penalty was there. We'll have to see specifically it has been mentioned. Has that portion been increased? That only we have to see. Inside the old syllabus, this was very much there in the old as well. Then legal duties and responsibilities very much there in this. So if you look at 4 and 6, very much similar. 4 and 6 continues to remain very similar. Now here, if you see, that is where the challenge is. If you see here, S corporation, yes. Is it covered? Yes, S corporation is covered here. Partnership 1, 2, and 3, very major portion was there in partnership. But here it says partnership overview. Such depth is not there. In the old syllabus, partnership was very big topic, very big topic. 1, 2, 3, very big topic. But here it just says partnership overview. So I think the syllabus has reduced substantially because we are just talking about overview of partnership, not so much length that was covered in the old syllabus. How about C corporation? Yes, C corporation was very much there in the old syllabus and C corporation, but here it says C corporation overview. So okay, so I think that has again reduced. Earlier corporation was there, see here and here, but here it says overview. Okay, difference between book tax and this was very much there in the old syllabus. Tax computation, C corporation, yes, tax computation was there. Overall, what looks like changing? State and local tax issue. Yes, this is something new. Tax exempt organization. This looks like something new. Partnership has reduced. S corporation has reduced. C corporation has reduced. Basically, the major part of the old syllabus was the flow through entities. All right, the S corporation, the C corporation, the partnership. That was the major part of the syllabus in the old regulation, and it was very complicated also. Particularly partnership was, most students come back and say partnership is complicated, which to some extent I agree, because there are 3 partnership topics in the syllabus. Very deep coverage was there. If you look at regulation 1 here and regulation 1 here, individual taxation, more or less it has remained the same. Filing requirement, gross income 1, 2 adjustment, itemized adjustment, 199A qualified business income deduction. This was very much there in the old syllabus, just that it has not been highlighted separately. Then tax competition and credits were very much there in the old syllabus, just that, okay, it has been mentioned here. Itemized deduction, adjustments, all these are there. Loss limitation, here it does not look like, but I'm sure it must be there inside our topic. Basis and holding period of assets was there in the old syllabus. Cost recovery, gains and losses, all these were there, very much there in the old syllabus. So broadly, when I'm looking at inside the content, I can very confidently reiterate my judgment that the new reg syllabus is 20 to 25% lesser in syllabus. Can I say which is easy, the old reg or the new reg? Which one is easy? I can very confidently tell you that the new syllabus is easier. It is easier because the most complicated part of the syllabus, which was the flow through entities, I don't find it complicated, but I've seen students coming back and say flow through entities looks very complicated. But if I talk from their perspective, yes, majorly the partnership, the S corporation, the C corporation. So these 3 topics, I think the stress on these 3 topics have reduced substantially in the new syllabus. How about the business law part of it? The business law has exactly remained the same. There is no change whatsoever in the business law section, but taxation has become easier compared to the old syllabus. What is your opinion? Let me know in the comment section. What is your opinion? Which one do you think is easier? The old tax, the new tax, the old regulation, the new regulation? Which one do you think you want to write? The old regulation or the new regulation? Do you want to wait for the new examination to start from 2024, or do you want to push yourself harder and go with the old regulation syllabus? I'm sure we are all aligned here to go with the new regulation. But don't stop your preparation, because business law has remained same. You can complete your business law section because that itself is very, very scoring, and comfortably, quite comfortably you can handle it. All right, that's all in this part of the session, where I took you through the regulation comparison. What is the old, what is the new, what changes have come, and I'm sure you have also made up your mind to go with the one you find easier. All right. Yes, you can make it as a second subject. You can make it as a second subject to crack in the 2024. So first paper ideally should be the FAR, and second paper should be the regulation paper. Prioritize this. The first paper in 2024 FAR, and the second paper in 2024 should be the regulation paper. Sir, how about auditing paper? Auditing paper has remained more or less the same. So, I think after these two papers, third paper can be auditing as well. You can go with this sequence, but you have a better sequence. Let me know in the comment section. I will be more than glad to hear your perspective as well. That's all. Thank you so much. Now, so minimum passing marks still 75. Answer is there is no update on the minimum passing marks, which means it is not changing. Do you want the minimum passing marks from 75 to become 85? Really? Really? No, 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 no. That will be too much of a suicide. Really, that will be too much of a suicide. Here, you give surprises, and there you take away all the surprises. All right, all right. Now, I'm sure all of you want to know about the new syllabus. Okay, new optional syllabus which has come. All right, new optional syllabus, optional papers, non-core papers which has come, because I can see that excitement. What is there in TCP? What is there in BAR? What is there in, in all of these papers? I can understand the excitement, but I'm not going to disappoint you. We have talked about regulation, so I'm going to take you through regulation paper and tell you what is there in the new regulation paper. All right, what is there in the new regulation paper? What is there in the new TCP paper? All of it I am going to take you. Can we give FAR and reg together in Jan 2024? Answer is yes, you can. Why can't you? You can. Why can't you? Everything is possible. Everything is possible. Now, I don't want your decision as which one do you want to give now. You want to give ISC, you want to give FAR, you want to give... I think we'll have our own time to decide which one we want to go with. All right. I think we'll have our own time, and there's no need to rush for which paper to be given first. All right. There's no need to rush to identify which paper to be given first. We'll take our own time and decide. So don't worry about that. That if you want my recommendation to help you understand which is going to be better, I'm more than glad to help you with my recommendation. But that is just my recommendation, right? All right. All right. Hello, everyone. In this part of the session, I'm going to take you through the business analysis and reporting paper, all right, or what we call it as the bar. Now, the bar paper is going to raise our bar. Yes, yes, it is, because it is interesting. I find this syllabus interesting. I'm sure you will also resonate my feelings for this paper. Is it difficult? Answer is no. It has most of the chapters in this topic, most of the chapters, or I can say, lot of chapters in this paper has been picked from the BC paper. A lot of topics you will find that it has been picked from the BC paper, and overall a mixture of practical and theory. Is it huge in syllabus? Answer is no. It is not so massive in syllabus. It has just six, no, it has just 5 topics or 5 sections in total. Let's look into the depth of the syllabus here. Now, business analysis and reporting, or the bar paper. How many topics or how many sections it has? It has in total 5 sections. Lot of these sections are picked up from the other the old BC paper itself. If you look at cost accounting, if you look at performance management, projection and forecasting techniques, all these were there in the old syllabus. Budgeting, analysis, variance analysis, the entire operation management part of it, most of it was already there in the old BC syllabus. If you look at capital structure, working capital management, financial valuation methods, financial decision models, margin analysis, very similar, very similar and very interesting topics. None of these topics can ever frighten you. None of these topics can ever frighten you. I don't think you should be worrying about bar 2 and bar 3. Both are very practical topic, very interesting topic. About bar 1, risk management and economic analysis, enterprise risk management framework, financial risk management. These are little theoretical topic. In case you love theory, you will like this topic. In case you don't love theory, it's okay. It's not so dry topic after all. Market influences on business, international business operation, economic effects of significant transaction. All these topics are fairly easy. If you look at the size of these topics also, they are all 15-20 pages, very small topic, not so massively big topics. All right, so part bar 1 is broadly theory. So in case you love theory, okay, fine, it's going to be okay. In case you don't like bar 1, don't begin your studies with bar 1. Start with bar 2 or bar 3 rather than bar 1 immediately. Then we have bar 3 or bar 4, right? Technical accounting and reporting, intangibles with indefinite life. Intangibles with indefinite life. Have you heard somewhere? Okay, intangibles with a definite life is there in the FAR syllabus. Yes, you remember? Yes, intangibles with definite life was there in the FAR syllabus. Here we are talking about indefinite life. Revenue recognition, advanced topic. So anyways, you are going to learn revenue recognition in your FAR subject. Here you are going to learn a little more advanced topics on revenue recognition. Stock compensation. Okay. Business combination and consolidated financial statement. Consolidated financial statement we have in the FAR syllabus, mandatory. I'm sure we are all going to study that. Consolidated financial statement, foreign currency translation adjustment. Again, it is there in the FAR. Something more we are going to study here. Then leases is there in the FAR syllabus already. Derivatives and hedge accounting. Yes, again, some portion of it is covered in the FAR syllabus, some are covered here as well. Segment reporting and public company reporting topics, financial statement of employee benefit plans. These two topics are not so complicated. So if you look at the bar 4, most of it, has a lot of resemblance from the FAR subject, most of these topics. And FAR is definitely core mandatory paper. So I don't think bar 4 should be much of a challenge for you. Governmental accounting. Yes, governmental accounting is already covered. Some portion of it, basics are covered in the FAR, and some extension from the FAR will be there. Not so much from the new syllabus of FAR, but yes, it has a lot of comparison with the old syllabus of FAR. So if you think government accounting was eliminated from FAR, yes, it has been greatly eliminated from FAR, but it has gone to bar. All right. So if you are, if you have studied the old FAR, then this bar will become very, very easy, because all of these are, most of these rather are covered in the old FAR syllabus. In the new FAR syllabus, it has been eliminated and it is covered here. Will it be too difficult to cover? Answer is, looks like 140 pages, 140 odd pages. That's it. So other than bar 5, other than this, I don't think this subject is going to throw a lot of challenge. In my opinion, this subject will not throw a lot of challenge at all. It's an easy subject. It's completely manageable. Bar 2, bar 3, forget it. Everything can be comfortably managed. Bar 1 also, I don't see much challenge at all. Bar 4 and bar 5 can be something new that you should look forward to. Otherwise, I think this is fairly simple to handle. 6 topics. What more can you ask for? Just 6 topics, not very huge, massive topics in this syllabus. So, what is your opinion about bar? Okay, you can reserve your opinion about bar for a moment before we go into regulation. All right, regulation or TCP. All right, TCP is basically a little extension of the regulation paper. How about that? Let's look at TCP first. Some of your opinion may change here, but I don't want to influence your opinion at this moment. I just want to see what is your thought on this. Okay, at the final level, I'm going to give my part of the opinion. All right, my part of the judgment I'm going to give you. So TCP, tax compliance and planning. How many sections are there? Okay, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. And don't be surprised. How many did you count? How many did you count? Very quickly. How many did you count? So there are total 4 sections only. 4 sections only. Come on. So in bar, we have 6 sections. In TCP, we have 4 sections. All right, fine. Let's look at this. Tax compliance planning for individuals. Have you learned that in the regulation syllabus? For individuals, answer is yes. You have learned most of it in the individual regulation core paper already. Loss limitation was there in the old syllabus. In the new syllabus, it is not specifically mentioned. So not a very complicated topic at all. Compliance, tax planning, consideration, compliance and planning for gift tax, charitable donation, personal financial planning. Some of these were not there in the old syllabus of regulation. In the new syllabus, it has been eliminated. It has been put here in the optional papers, non-core papers. Tax compliance and planning for corporations. So here we are talking about, capital loss limitations, equity owner transaction, consolidated tax return, international tax issues, tax planning for corporations, C corporation and S corporation, and tax implications of entity formation and liquidation. Most of these, at least in bits and pieces, were there in the old syllabus of regulation. In the new, of course, if it is there, then it will become pure duplication. So some carving out is done from the new syllabus to the TCP paper. Then tax compliance and for flow through entities, the entire partnership, the entire S corporation, the entire C corporation are called the flow through entities. So it has been moved here. Partnership advanced topics. Yes, their partnership overview is there. Basics are covered here. The advanced topics of partnership. So I can say, if you, in fact, I would just say, think that tax paper has continued to remain the old syllabus. The topic reduction from 8 to 6 has not happened. Just think like that. You will not have to do anything additionally. The entire TCP paper will get covered in the old syllabus of your taxation paper. Trust, taxation, tax exempt, and advanced topics, organization, advanced topics. Naturally, this is more of a taxation paper. This is more of a taxation paper. So, it has to have a little larger coverage for all of you. I don't think it is a very massive coverage here, because most of this was there in the old regulation syllabus. In the new regulation syllabus, there it has reduced, and here they have increased it. Then we have property transactions, non-taxable disposition, very much was there in the old syllabus. Disposition of trade of business use property, related party transaction. I don't think this paper is so new at all. This paper is an extension of the old regulation paper. In my opinion, what is happening is the the new regulation, yes, the new regulation paper and plus the TCP is becoming equal to the old regulation paper. All right, it is becoming very similar to the old regulation paper. That is the equation that is running actually in my mind. So new regulation plus the TCP is actually the old regulation paper. Good for you, good for you, good for you. All right. So that is now. Have you made up a little of your mind that should you go with bar or should you go with the TCP? Have you made up your mind so far? If you have not made up mind, okay, no problem. Let me go to the third part of this optional papers, which is the ISC paper. I'm not giving my biasness for this paper. Trust me, I don't want to give my biasness for this paper, but I will take you through this paper as well. Information systems and controls, the ISC paper, table of contents. Let me take you through ISC 1, regulation, standards, and framework. These are, most of it are very new. COBIT was there in the old syllabus in the BEC paper, but otherwise these looks like very new to me. Information systems and data management, yes, some part of it was there in the old syllabus in the BC paper, but otherwise this paper, this entire two is also looks very new to me. All right, security and confidentiality, threats attack, mitigation of threats attack, security testing, confidentiality and privacy, and incident response. Again, ISC 3 also looks like a new syllabus. Not so much coverage was there for this in the BC syllabus. So ISC 1, ISC 2, ISC 3, all the three topics looks very new. Yes, topic 4 was there to a great extent in the old syllabus, right? This was there in the old syllabus. We had in fact, this was covered more than BC. It was covered in audit. In the audit paper of the old syllabus, it was very much covered the SOC. Reporting on SOC, SOC 1, SOC 2, all that was covered. So this is basically carved out not from the BC paper, but from the auditing paper. But in auditing, the coverage was very small, very small. Hardly there was 2-3 pages of coverage for the SOC. But here, if you see, the entire SOC itself has become a very big section by itself. So SOC 1, SOC is something that is there in audit, but otherwise all of these, in my opinion, all the 4 topics, all the 4 sections are a very new section, which it was not at all covered in the old syllabus. So ISC, let us look at ISC has 4 sections, right? ISC has 4 sections, TCP has 4 sections, and bar has 6 sections. So now I will leave it on to you You can write in the comment section, write your heart out in the comment section and tell me which one do you think you want to go with. Do you want to go with bar? Do you want to go with the TCP? Do you want to go with ISC? Which one do you want to go with? The entire option is going to be yours, but put it out in the comment section and let me know which one do you want to go with. And let me tell you one very important thing. Whether you go with bar, whether you go with TCP, whether you go with ISC, it is not going to make you a better CPA or a superior CPA or an inferior CPA or anything lesser than anybody else. No, it is not going to make you different, not at all. You are going to be a CPA and that's all. So whether you take bar, whether you take TCP, whether you take ISC, I don't think so. I don't think so it is going to have any impact, any influence on your CPA qualification. So if you ask me which one should I be taking, so in my opinion, don't go by the subject per se, go by the interest and go by the score. Which one is going to give you better score? All right, which one you think you are confident that you can handle it quite beautifully in the exam, because it's at the end of the day, it is all about passing the exam. All right, at the end of the day, it is all about passing the exam. Whether you opt for bar, TCP or ISC, it is not going to go anywhere. You can always take bar and study TCP and study ISC later. You can always take TCP and study bar and study ISC later. Likewise, you can take up ISC and study TCP and study bar later. Nothing is going to go away at all. So your focus should not be on, anything except which one is going to be most easier to pass the exam, which one is least subjective, which one is least confusing for me, and that should be your choice of the subject. I have given you enough guidance. I will want you to exercise your judgment and check out which one is going to be a right match for you, because at the end, all that matters is, have you passed the exam? That's a first priority. Second, do you have the knowledge? Knowledge, I will give you enough. After you come back from the exam, come to me, I'll give you enough knowledge, enough and more and beyond. So knowledge part, I am going to take you through the entire section, entire part of it beautifully at length. But first, focus. Knowledge, yes. Passing the exam is equally important. In fact, it's very difficult sometimes for me also as a teacher to understand which one should I focus more, knowledge or passing. So what I do while I'm teaching, I will always focus on knowledge, expanding your thought process, expanding your reach. But as we go closer to the exam, we start also targeting how we succeed in the exam. That's why at the very beginning during the class, I will focus on understanding the entire topic, but at the end, we'll focus on solving the question. Is that knowledge helping me solve questions more confidently? If that is the case, we have done justice to our learning. All right, guys. So this is all I have for you. I'm sure you are excited. I'm sure you are quite confident with the new syllabus of the CPA and ready to rock and dominate the world of accounting and finance, right? Accounting, auditing, finance. And you are ready. Should I give you one important insight more? One last important insight which can help you choose which paper should you go for? Should you go for bar? Should you go for ISC? Should you go for TCP? One important insight. Okay, some of you go back to your background. If you are coming from a CMA background, you passed your CMA exam. In case you are coming from a CMA background, I would recommend you, this is my personal recommendation, I would recommend you to go for bar paper. If you are coming from a CMA background. All right, if you are coming from a CMA USA background or CMA India background, or if you are coming from a CA background. All right, if you are coming from CMA USA background, if you are coming from a CA background, or if you are coming from a FRM background, any of these backgrounds, if you are coming, or CMA India also for that matter, if you are coming from any of these backgrounds, I would highly recommend you to go with bar paper. All right. If you are coming with a EA background, if you are coming with an EA background, enrolled agent, particularly enrolled agent, not particularly, this is the only course. If you are coming with an enrolled agent background, then I would suggest you to go with TCP. I would suggest you to go with TCP and nothing else. Go with TCP, you will not be disappointed. This is a overall strategy. If you are coming from a science background, you have done computer, you have done BCA, you have done MCA, all right. If you have done BCA, if you have done MCA, something like that, more into computers, then only I would advise you to go with ISC paper. All right. Then only I would advise you to go with ISC paper if you are coming from a BCA, MCA background, majorly in science and into computers, into technology. Then I would suggest you to go with ISC paper. A commerce student, generally I would not recommend. My recommendation, a commerce student, generally I would not recommend. This is my personal opinion. For a commerce student, I would generally not recommend to go with ISC paper. My personal recommendation to you to go with bar paper or go with TCP paper. Now, if you come from neither of it, you are neither this or you are this. All right, if you come from neither of this, you are just a BCom graduate, then which one should you go for? So I think in that case, you should hold on. You should hold on. How? So when you are going through the regulation paper, you check out your interest. Are you loving taxation? Are you liking it more and more or not? Are you enjoying the subject? Are you, you're just thrilled with the subject? Is that emotion coming from within? If that is the emotion that you are getting, then go for TCP, because you have started liking taxation. You've started liking. At this point in time, it's too difficult for me to tell you whether you will love it so much or not. It's difficult, right? I'm sure all of you agree with me. So if you, while we are doing regulation paper, if you think that yes, I'm loving taxation, I'm enjoying, because it's actually good. When you get into this regulation paper, you will love the simplicity in the tax paper. You'll be like, really, can tax paper be so simplified? It makes so much sense. Each provision, each law makes so much sense, and you will appreciate the lawmakers who have drafted the taxation like that. You'll appreciate the efforts which has gone, and that I am telling you because I've gone through in depth of it. So if you love the regulation paper, then you can go with TCP. But regulation paper itself is annoying you. Oh, I just need to pass, somehow make me pass. That's all. That's an emotion coming from within. Somehow just make me pass. If that is the emotion, then definitely TCP is not for you. All right. If that's the emotion, definitely TCP is not for you. And ISC, this is my last recommendation that I would tell you, because it's going to be technical for a commerce graduates, right? Then the next best option is bar. All right. The next best option is bar. All right. So I'm sure bar, even if you are not a CA, even if you are coming from a CA inter background, bar is going to help you. Even if you don't have any background, still forget it. Leave it on to me. I will make you like the subject. Leave it on to me. I will make you like the subject. All right. So, that's all I have. You have anything, put it out in the comment section. I will be more than glad to answer all your questions. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the new syllabus. I hope you enjoyed the new development which is coming your way. Very soon, you will be a CPA. You just need to think in the right direction, plan, and be ready. We are going to rock it together. 2024, great start, and we should look at becoming a CPA in 2024 itself. No delay, not at all. 2024 itself, we should become a CPA, right? That should be a target. Prepare a schedule. By which date are you planning to write which exam? It's very important that you prepare a schedule and stick on to that schedule. Remember, if you have created schedule, you want to stick on to timeline, success will happen. Just a matter of some time. It will happen. It will happen. Just stick to your schedule, and first, most importantly, create a schedule. Which exam, which day, which month, this is very, very important. My target that all of you should become a CPA by 2024 itself, and that will be called an accomplishment. Thank you so much for joining in. I'll see you very soon. Till then, bye-bye. Have a great day and take care. Thank you.